Hi, we're presenting on price floor and price ceilings in work group 16. My name is Ava Lucas.
My name is Mandy.
Matthew.
I'm Camille.
And I'm Ben.
Just to get into some of the basic definitions, essentially what a price ceiling is the legal maximum that assures a price cannot exceed a particular point in order to keep that good affordable. On the other hand, we see a price floor is the lowest legal minimum that assures a price does not fall below a particular point for any given good, service, labor, or financial capital.
Going to the history behind price floors and price ceilings, so they basically exist as long as there's been functioning governments. And the first example of this was in ancient Rome in the 3rd century AD. And during this realm, they started putting price controls on food, clothing, and transportation. And then going into more modern history, it's been more widespread during the 20th century, especially during economic recessions and war times.
To get into some real world application. All right, so for the price floor, the most important example of this is minimum wage. It is so important because it helps to ensure that no workers' wages will be dropped below a mandated wage. The wage also helps to boost income and improve the welfare of workers at the low end of the ladder, while also reducing inequality and promoting social inclusiveness, which is so important with the social class divide that we see in America today to help diminish it.
I'm introducing the real-world example of price ceiling. Rent controls set by governments are a representative example of price ceiling. In the late 1940s, New York City and state rent controls were common. World War II veterans returned and started families, creating housing shortage, thus flat rent rose. The original post-war rent regulation covered just certain structures. Rent stabilization with less variance continued throughout the 1970s. The objective was to ensure a sufficient supply of inexpensive housing in urban areas. However, some detractors assert that the actual outcome has been a decrease in the overall availability of the residential rental apartments in New York City, so which means the price will be even higher.
Yeah, so obviously we talked about what a price floor is, but what are the effects of it? Well, if a price floor is set below the equilibrium price, which is when supply and demand are balanced, then it is not binding. And the opposite could be true. It is true. If the price floor is set above the equilibrium price, then it is binding, which essentially makes it illegal to buy or sell items at the price floor. And then for the price ceiling, the inverse is true. If the price ceiling is set above the equilibrium price, then it is not binding. And if it's set below the equilibrium price, then it is binding.
So price ceilings and floors are so important in society and the economy because ceilings help protect consumers by reducing the cost of essential goods and services such as healthcare services and food. And price floors also ensure that producers and workers aren't being taken advantage of or exploited. And this also has a spillover effect into the greater economy because more money equals more economic growth. And for example, setting a price floor on a renewable energy source can incentivize investment in other renewable energy sources, which not only benefits the environment, but also the energy sector of the economy.